So my niece Jennifer posted a picture online. She'd moved into a new house and found some great cast iron skillets. Jenny, I'm sorry to say, but you're hooked now. Stick with me and I'll give you some interesting information because you're going to be collecting skillets and Dutch ovens and etc. for the rest of your life. So I'm going to post a video down in the more info box about how I like to reseason cast iron. And once you do that and start using them, you're going to be hooked. You'll start buying them at thrift stores and antique stores and garage sales and all kinds of places. And one of the first things you're going to run across is, let's see if I can get this where the light shines on it right. You're going to find a number on the bottom of a lot of cast iron. And it doesn't have anything to do with the size in inches or even centimeters. So what's that all about? Back in the olden days, all the old wood stoves and pot-bellied stoves had a burner that you could remove. And a lot of the old-time cast iron had a lip on the bottom of it that fit right down in that hole and kept the skillet from sliding around. And the flame was right up against the bottom of the skillet, gave you a lot more control over the heat. So that number you find sometimes actually corresponds to the size of the hole in a wood stove. I'm going to put a tea towel down here on my desk so maybe we can get a little better lighting. It's just after dawn here. And maybe you can see things a little better. One of the skillets you found was a Lodge. And we've got several Lodge Dutch ovens. And when you get your two skillets cleaned up, you're going to find that the Lodge has a little bit rougher surface in the bottom. Still a good skillet. You'll probably wind up using it quite a bit, but it won't be as easily cleanable as that Wagner that you found. They're one of the Cadillacs of cast iron. The only Lodge skillet we have is this one, and it's got ridges in the bottom. It's kind of neat. It makes great sear marks on steak and stuff when you're cooking. But we don't use it very much because these little gaps in between these ridges are kind of hard to clean. The other skillet you found was a Wagner. I don't know if we can see this. Barely. And it's exactly like this one. It says Wagner Ware, Sydney. And then there's a 0. But that's not the size like we were talking before. That actually means Ohio. They were made in Sydney, Ohio. If it doesn't say made in the USA somewhere on it, that means it was made before about 1967. And this one we call our daily driver. I use it all the time, and boy, it's smooth as glass and seasoned so well that it's truly non-stick. I can burn eggs and cheese in here together and just wipe it out, no problem. And that's how you're really going to get hooked on cast iron. This is the other Cadillac of skillets. And this is a Griswold. Griswold. I don't know if you can see that. And they were made in the old days too, and this one's smooth as glass too. It's a little bigger, and we use it quite a bit. This one's 11 1/4 inches across. And so if you can find either Wagner or Griswold. Those are the ones to get, but they're going to cost you more money in an antique store. The size number on this one is here on the handle. Alright, so now I'm going to tell you about the unsung hero that you're going to find in antique stores. And you're going to get them a lot cheaper because they don't have a name on them. Okay? This is a number 8 and it's 10 and, what is that? 3/8 inches. And what you're looking for on these is the ring all the way around with no breaks in the ring. And then on the back of the handle, the bottom of it, get this in frame, you got this teardrop shape. And this ridge comes right up and just kind of works its way into the bottom of the skillet. I don't know if you can see that. Yep, you sure can. Alright. You're not looking for, see if I can find, now this is here on this Griswold. Notice how there's not really a pronounced ridge, and then it comes up and flattens out a little bit. Okay? But these with the ridge that goes all the way down were made by a company called Birmingham Stove and Range, BSR. And there are a lot of them out there, but because they're not Wagner or Griswold and easily identifiable, they're not going to cost you as much. And these are great skillets. They're usually a little rougher around the edges, but still smooth with glass. You have to really feel one to know what I'm talking about. And these cook great and clean up easy. This one's a BSR too. This is my largest skillet. It's 12 7/16, almost 12.5 inches across. You can really cook a whole chicken in this thing. Now, I'd like to have a chicken fryer, and I'll keep an eye out for one. This one's BSR too. Notice what I'm talking about. This one's a number 10. Unfortunately, somebody overheated this one too quickly, and it's a little bit warped. That's one thing you don't want to do, is overheat them too quickly. Heat them up slow, let them cool down slowly, and you won't have this happen. I still use the heck out of it. I've got a bunch of cast iron that I need to re-season and fix up, but to tell you the truth, I've been waiting for colder weather. I like to use the simplest way is to use the self-cleaning oven to bake stuff off. Here's a lodge lid that needs to be cleaned up. It's got dimples on the bottom, so steam will drop back into the pot. This one they call a number 8. I know our friend in Colorado, Mike, will probably be watching this video, and we talked before. And this is made by a company called Texport, but I'm looking for Dutch ovens with this rim around the edge so that I can cook outside and put coals on top. Anyhow, Jenny, welcome to your new passion. Remember, you're looking for mostly Griswold and Wagner skillets, and you're looking for that smooth as glass bottom. That's where you're really going to get good seasoning, and once you get them seasoned up good and keep using them that way, you probably won't have to re-season them for a long time. This I redid 4 years ago, and I haven't re-seasoned it since. I just keep cooking with it, and the seasoning gets better and better and more non-stick. Anyhow, if you like this kind of stuff, folks, how-to videos and informational stuff about homesteading and gardening for market, please do subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time, and we'll get through this.